Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And I guess that's what I've led off my my intros with now for years. And I guess I got to stick with it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So anyway, get that out of the way. That's what I'll always be doing. Welcome to the last gallery video of the entire series. This is gallery number 11, part 4. And it is the last, and it's not as long as the others, but I've got some other things that are going to make up for it. And if you have stuck through this gallery series long enough, then you deserve to see something that is absolutely out of this world, literally. So, and that's going to be at the end of this. You can count on it. You can count on it. And in putting this together, just in the last week or so, there's two things that I learned that I have been getting wrong this entire series. Number one is that I actually had a couple of photographs that had Virginia Horrigan's copyright written on the back. And she took these in 1988, late summer of 1988, not 1987. I was kind of not really sure when I started the series on Virginia, and I think I'd said 87 or 88, but as come to find out, it truly was 1988. So I want to clarify that, because I don't want to get anything wrong. I don't want something to come back behind and bite me on the rear, you know. Another thing that I've been getting consistently incorrect is that I kept saying that December 12th tornado down in Mayfield, Kentucky. It wasn't December the 12th. It was December the 10th. And so I want to make that right. So I have said that wrong. I guess it was the 12th when I actually started seeing the pictures and this started soaking in like, wow. Oh, what if that happened to me? What if that happened here? And all of what you've seen would be gone forever. Can't nobody do it like me. Uncle Harry is the key. So let's go into it. We're going to see, like I said, just a few more galleries. A few more parts to this gallery, and then we're going to call it quits on the gallery. I've got some other candid shots in there. I don't know if it's going to have any animals in it or not, but I do have some good shots of the cabin here and the creek just on the other side of that hill there, just right there. So let's get into it. Thank you for your attention. Now we are going to attempt to slug through this section of the gallery called Utensils and Tools, and it is the second lengthiest section of the entire massive gallery, and I've got 70 pictures to show you, and just all kinds of artifacts. Even, I mean, here we have one picture and it has 9 pieces in it. So am I showing hundreds or am I showing thousands? There's a bunch of them like that. Okay, so we're a lot of these, I'm not sure, as before I've stated, I'm not sure what they are. I just know they're going to go into utensils and tools because it's a very broad subject matter. Utensils and tools can pretty much mean whatever I question into it. And here we have 9. We're going to start off with this 9 pieces, just a little, twice the size of a dime. I don't know what these were used for. Fishing weights? Were they fishing weights? Here's what could be some kind of axe, but it's not really an axe. What would you do with that? This is my next piece. You'll notice the animal here with a tail that goes all the way around him, just like the Piazza inscription over in Alton, Illinois. And it's not very small, very large. You see the dime here, so it's not really large enough to be a tool or a utensil as such. But this could have gone in animals, it could have gone in creatures or unusual, unknown, whatever. And here's the other side of it. You'll notice our same lovable creature here. Animal, what is that? I mean, that looks like kind of like a cat with a super long tail. I don't know what this is. This could be snakes. I don't know what that is. Could be a bird. And here we have another marble piece, and you see the Hysar symbol right here. Hysar. And Virginia took several pictures of it, and we're going to see them. And this piece here is just absolutely beautiful. It shines. It's so shines. It's got a polish on it like you wouldn't believe. Shines up all the light around it. I'm calling it a tool, but I have no idea what you do. What would you use something like that for? But here's another one. I guess we could call this tool. Utensils, tools, and weapons. This could be a bird. Maybe I've seen it in other galleries and called it something else. This piece here is heavily polished also. You don't really see, this picture doesn't do it justice, but this is a beautiful, beautiful piece. No, it's not brass knuckles, but I wonder if it could be rock knuckles, but it sure is small. I mean, it sure is tiny. What would you do with that? Here's another one that's similar. To a degree. That could be a weaving bobbin of some description. I'm just guessing, curious. Looks like some kind of small cup or hollow figure. These are strange. Really don't know what they are. They look to be too small to be cups or vessels of some sort. This guy's been around for a long time. Not sure what he is or what he does. Here's the reverse of it. I wonder when Burroughs was peddling his artifacts, and the people he was selling them to, and they asked him, well, what is it? He'd have to say, I don't know. I don't know. If that is to depict some kind of creature, I wonder what. It almost looks like it has an eye about right here. It almost looks like this could be a tail with all these feet coming down here. And it almost looks like it's got an eye there and a little snout. I'm just saying, could be. Don't really know. It's not really very clear. What would you do with that? I wonder what kind of price Burroughs got for that when he tried to sell it. Okay, 50 cents. I would love to send that puppy right there through forensics. Frank would have a ball with that. Many of these I've seen once. Many of them I've not seen before at all. I mean, in person, other than in pictures. And there were several of these small bowls for whatever reason. Some of them highly decorated. I don't have all of them pictured. Here's the reverse of that same stone. This almost looks like a shark tooth. Here's the reverse of it. Could be some kind of weird shark tooth, some strange species of ancient shark that this tooth belonged to. I don't know. Why else would you carve that? I just don't know. What's the purpose of this? What are you going to put in that? This sure is heavily decorated for being so small. It's not a pipe, it's just a gorget. This looks to me like it could be another marble piece. This has been featured before in other galleries. Same piece, different angle. And here's the third shot of this piece. Not sure what it is. She got 3 pictures of it and I don't know what it is. This is a really nice marble baton. It has been broken. It's been around in other collections too. Here's the other side of it. What are you going to do with this? It's an ancient foot roller. Here's another one of these really small bowls. I would say all in all that I have seen probably 25 to 30 of these small, just absolutely no purpose whatsoever. I don't know how you could do it. Maybe makeup or something. I don't know. They don't look like they've been used for anything. And here's the bottom of it, and it kind of looks like there could be a chicken head here or something, a breast here, a couple of lines for a wing, tail, and 2 feet. Makes no sense whatsoever. But evidently it did to the person who carved it. Here's another one. This is a little bit larger, with some kind of bowl. Here's another one. We've seen this in other galleries. Got a few shots of him. But these shots are just better, much better. Nicely decorated piece. This piece was so cool. I think it's like 4 inches, 4.5 inches wide here. or so, 3 inches. There's a snake at the top, or the pouring end of it. It has 3 of these appendages. And I hope you've enjoyed this very lengthy session with the section of utensils and tools. Yeah, it's been coming down right at an hour and a half. And it started kind of sprinkling around 20 after 4, then it picked up, and I could see it on the internet. I knew I was going to lose internet, but it just came back on. But this right here is actually going to increase. Okay, I'm geared up right now, and you can see here it has come through another step over here. Okay, it's coming in right over there, just due east of my cabin, and the majority of it's coming right down through there. It splits up right there, and a big swath is coming right through here, and the other swath is going up right through there, and it's really rip-roaring. I'm geared up now, so this is the highest I've ever seen it. It's a raging river right there. This is a little bit after 6. This is what it looks like right behind the wood shop. I mean, yeah, my wood shed. See right here, breaks off. There's that 3rd hill. And you can kind of see that little clump in the middle. But when it's this much, it's taken straight off down the field. We're going to get some shots of it. Now I'm going to feature this section I call Warriors. And here's the first one. Now, is this guy skinny or what? He's going into battle, and his left hand is holding the shield here. His right hand appears to have the sword in it, and he's excited. He's excited. This is our next warrior. I'm going to blow him up. And we've seen this handsome fellow in other galleries. I'll blow him up a little bit more for you. I know a few guys that could pass for him. You notice he got these Egyptian armbands. The rest of them's entirely Egyptian also. Remember, we had the other one, had the same shield. And here he is. This is close up. Here's pretty much the whole stone. I'm going to blow it up even more. Now I'm going to start at the top and just scroll down. He's got the same armbands. Everything's got the same. He's even got what appears to be the same kind of boots or leggings on. So I'm convinced that this is the same guy as the previous artifact of him kneeling down. Really handsome guy. And there are several other people that are, it's obvious that it's the same person on different artifacts. And here's our close-up of the shield. And you can see that line coming right down in the middle of the leg there. And the dress there. And that will conclude this short section of Warriors. Okay, here's at the foot of that hill. And here you can see that the water rushing right there. It all comes back together. And then we had a lot of rain. It's as bad as I've seen it in the daytime in several years. I'll get some more footage of it. And that's number 3 field that goes up towards Moose Hill. I'm down here next to the branch, the Jody Branch, showing the Barb Rapids. It's got a cute little curve right there. And that stream there just north of the Jody Branch is roaring too. But right there's the main bed, I believe, of the Jody Branch. But this whole area here is just flooded. I got my big boots on. And where I'm standing has its own drainage right there. Okay, right here, I'd say we're about 15 feet across. It kind of gets a little narrow here, but it spreads way out right there. I saw some deer running out of here earlier. That's where I was standing, right next to that tree when I took that other shot. The Barb Rapids. Perfect if you want to date with disaster. That's where I came up from the ridge, a lot less of a slope. This is the very last section in this gallery I'm calling Whales and Fish. And because there's so many, and I really don't know what some of these are. This could have gone in Tools and Utensils or somewhere else. The picture doesn't show it justice, but this piece is Carrara marble. It's a very beautiful piece. And why somebody would go to the trouble to carve such intricate, just, what, 2.5 inches? And they're all sorts of small whales and fishes, just all kinds that in different collections that I have seen. We're just going to look at a few of them here. This could be a beluga, could be a fish of some description. We've seen this one in other galleries. Here's another pretty small statue piece I think we've seen. It's probably the smallest whale or fish, carved fish on the planet. But there's others. These are all pretty small. And I believe we've seen this fish here. Better shot of him, of course. Nice looking photograph there. And that will conclude this section on whales and fish. But there are other whales and other fish just scattered throughout axe heads, this and that. So there's so many different subjects that these artifacts could go in. Just doing my best, doing my best. And now, if you've stayed with me for this long, I have a very special present for you. Very special present for you. All right, now I promised you again and again that we were going to end this series with something that's just absolutely out of this world. And I'm back here with my friend and neighbor Jeremy, and I want to try to set this up before we see it. And then we'll talk about what we see in our next dialogue. Mm-hmm. So you jump in when you want to. But we were out on October the 21st of 2021. And we were filming, first of all, we filmed the planets, the regular alignment of planets that's always there. It was a clear night.
Yeah.
And Jeremy has what I call a backyard Hubble. And they don't call them telescopes anymore. They call them lenses. They're called lenses anymore because you don't look through a little thing and point. It's completely different. It has a digital processor on it, and you can home in and just float around in the universe however many light years you want to.
Pretty much, yeah. And
so we had watched our stuff that we wanted to see, and then there was a planet or a system that you wanted to see that was like straight up.
Yeah.
So we had the unit all calibrated to the northern star Polaris, which is a little bit to the left of Polaris, a little bit to the west of Polaris. Actually, is true north.
Yeah.
And so you had it set up, and it was like almost straight up. I mean, it was pretty much straight up in the sky.
Yeah, for the most part.
And you had this.
I don't
star.
even have to close my eyes. I can remember seeing it.
Yeah, and so we were looking at this star, and it looked like it had a planet real close to it.
Yeah.
And then Jeremy hit a button and pulled out a little bit. Okay, so we were actually focused in at probably, what, about 20 light years or so away? How many light years would you say that was, the first initial?
It's really tough to say, honestly, without really gauging from known planets or stars, but I could say that's probably within a rough estimate.
Okay. So then he backed out, and we were looking at maybe, in focus, maybe, what, 6 to 10 light years away?
I would say somewhere in that region.
Okay, so we're focused into deep space. Let's just face it. We're focused into deep space, and we're both just looking at it, watching it, and that's when it happened. We were both focused looking at it, and I happened to have my camera going on in the screen when it happened.
Yeah.
So Jeremy's determined that what it was is like maybe plus or minus 6 light years away.
Yeah.
Of where we were focused.
I'd have to get down and dirty to actually do a lot of very, very, very
calculated steps and whatever.
To
okay, so
where it was at, but I could do it.
So anyway, you can tell that it's very, very far off the way we're focused because we were just looking at that star that had the planet right next to it, and which you'll see also in the clip.
Yeah.
And then what happens next is just absolutely amazing. And we were at the right spot at the right time, living right, and touched by the Creator because we were there and we saw it. And I believe that what you're about to see is the fastest moving object ever recorded in all of history. And I guarantee you nobody else is going to be able to just be at the right spot at the right time and see what we saw. Yeah. And we were both there together. There's no hoax here. This is all stamped, time-stamped everything. Proof is in the pudding, and we've got the pudding. So now we're going to see that clippage. We're going to see it. So what'd you just say?
Okay, so we're live?
Yeah.
Okay, so look here, guys. I want to show this to you. If we go to zoom in on this here, there is
there's a little thing down there at the left-hand corner.
Look, right there beside there is a planet. And that appears to be a star with a planet going around it, is what it appears to be. And that's way, if you look at how that's pointed, we're almost straight up in the sky.
Yeah.
I mean, and how far this is I really wouldn't be able to tell you, but it's out there.
I just accidentally.
I mean, it's outside of our solar system. I can tell you that. So I'm actually
and you
gonna.
just found this at random.
Oh, whoa! Look,
Look at
what's
that.
What the hell is it? You see it? Is that on video?
No, no. You can't see it here, but you can't. Damn it!
Did you see that though?
Yes, I saw it on the video, but I didn't see it. I looked up at the sky and didn't see it.
Wow.
That's what made me. That's what made my thing. As soon as
You
I
know,
saw it here,
and that's what
I
keeps
looked
me
up.
doing this.
That sucker was going fast. Now, it was
Yeah.
going the wrong way to be a meteor.
You're right.
Now, why were we pointing straight up at that star? Was that something that you had already previously looked at, and that you kind of thought, well, that's worth going at again? And out of the big sky, the night sky, you're right at home with it. You know how to set up your lens
Yeah.
to look at different stuff because he does it all the time.
I could find again, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so anyway, what caused you to have that straight up like that?
So I mean, basically the purpose of that is, as you know, with astrophotography, I cover every aspect, but primarily galaxy, nebula, but I also like to study space, and part of this is I like to find a bright star that's way outside of our galaxy, knowing that our sun is a star, and I say, could it potentially have life? How I determine that is by looking at a bright star, and it's got to be a bright one. And you can take several pictures over several nights, and you're looking for a fade of light. So if every 12 hours I could take a picture of a single star, and I see a shadow, let's just say every 14 hours, I know that we've got something orbiting that star.
Okay.
So then you've got to mathematically try to determine if it's in a habitable zone. I've found planets orbiting stars. So I looked up in the sky and I seen a bright star, and I said, okay, so I want to get a picture of that star and start to study it if we've got a shadow that passes it every night. I remember looking at the weather, and we had a couple clear weeks there. Well, the way I can look at that is if I could get 2 weeks of pictures. So my thing is, if I could find a planet orbiting a star every 12 hours, we get a shadow.
Yeah, I see.
12-hour peak, and I can do that for 7 or 8 days. I know, regardless of what anybody says, that I seen this shadow in timing. If we go to zoom in on this here, there is
There's a little thing down there at the left-hand corner.
Look, right there beside there is a planet, and that appears to be a star with a planet going around it, is what it appears to be. And that's way, if you look at how that's pointed, we're almost straight up in the sky.
Yeah.
I mean, and how far this is I really wouldn't be able to tell you, but it's out there.
I just accidentally.
I mean, it's outside of our solar system. I can tell you that. So I'm actually
and you
gonna.
just found this at random.
Oh, whoa! Look,
Look at
what's
that.
What the hell is it? You see it? Is that on video?
No, no. You can't see it here, but you can't. Damn it!
Did you see that though?
Yes, I saw it on the video.
Oh, whoa! Look,
Look
what's
at that.
What the hell is it? You see it? Is that on video?
No, no. You can't see it here, but you can't. Damn it!
Did you see that though?
Yes, I saw it on the video, but I didn't see it. I looked up at the sky and didn't see it. All right, now we're gonna pick up. You and I have seen that footage many times, and we're gonna. Okay, now we're gonna try to explain what it is that we caught on camera, and that little screen is I had my phone camera on it, and whatever comes up from the right lower right-hand corner seems to slow down or stop or slow way down in the middle of the picture, in the middle of the screen, and then changes direction slightly, and then accelerates.
Yeah.
And that's what you've been seeing. And we showed it, and then we slowed it down, and we might show it again. But this being focused in at several light years away and out of our galaxy, it's definitely out of our galaxy.
Absolutely.
And for us to have it in the night sky, and as soon as it happened, I looked up thinking huh? And then it was the real stupid, but that's your gut reaction, because you want to look up and you can't see nothing because it's like
we're in the arm of a galaxy, our own galaxy. Way beyond that, you've seen my pictures. You've been with me.
Yeah.
I take pictures of galaxies that are not in our own.
I mean they're many light years away. Gosh knows how many light years there are away. But anyway, we wanted to show you that. I wanted to show you that at the end of this, because I like to put treats at the end of my series of videos. And so I think that's a treat, man. I think me and you saw firsthand the fastest, and it had to be large. I mean, it had to be huge for us to see it here, and it was big, it had to be the size of a planet.
I'm used
moving
to
that
seeing,
fast.
I'm used to seeing stuff in space. I mean, so with distances, I mean, you get that depth. I mean, you get your mind trains itself to the night sky.
Have you ever seen anything like what we saw that night?
The fact is that this stuff's not reportable, so I've seen things that have been reported, and I've got pictures still now to prove, timestamp, that you can't report, that I've seen up to a year before astronomers come. You see a news line, you know, it's not.
Well, from what I've seen from comets and stuff, they appear to be going. They appear to be still when you see them. They appear still with a tail. But this right here,
they're so big and so far away.
Yeah, and now meteors are generally speaking going east to west, west to east, and we were straight up, and this thing was going from north to south, as far as we could determine, it being so many light years away. In our atmosphere, in our world, it started in the lower right-hand corner, which would have been more northerly, because I was like this.
It would have been basically,
and then which is completely. I've never seen a meteor go south.
I mean, west would have been back here.
Yeah.
And then, so, I mean, it would have came up, I mean, really, it's really complicated, because it would have to be like a 3D view of from where we would stand, but with it being straight up, and I'm staying more this direction, but it just came up through like that.
Yeah. Hey, well, man, I think you appreciate it. I just wanted to share this footage. We were so excited that night, and we didn't know what to do with it. I was working on my flat earther type of stuff, and that's what was, and that's when we caught that. And I said, man, I don't need to waste this on flat earther
I
stuff.
would like to add that with my experience of doing this, which I've got endless hours in at this point. Satellites, you see a lot of stuff, and just for anybody that would say, well, maybe it was a satellite, maybe it was a bug.
Not going that direction.
I'm used to all this stuff, and your satellites, all this stuff, travel straight, and your bugs, which that is true, they don't, but, you know, whenever you're doing things at low temperature, for one, you don't have bugs out.
Yeah.
Which is why, primarily, such as this video, we could go back to the weather that day. Regardless, though, there was nothing interrupting.
No, at all.
And with the moon not being out still yet, you've got a different format. So that bug cannot collect light. With these long exposures, it would have to collect light, which it could do so if, say, the moon was out, a full moon. But when it's dark, it's not possible.
Right.
So the way I do it, all a bug would simply do would be block a star.
Yeah.
Perhaps. So.
Well, thanks, man. I was just wanting to put this in here, you know, in this series. I've been promising my fans and compatriots, you know, there's some really good footage, and I've talked it up, and I think I've done it justice, And it's just absolutely amazing, astounding that we got this footage.
And I'm happy to help because ever since I've met you, you've been a stand-up guy. You're the type of guy that give your shirt off your back for somebody.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, Harry, anything you need.
All right, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
And you know I do. I mean it.
Yep. I'm glad you live close.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I don't know where my next video or my next series is going to go. I've got several things on the drawing board that I would hope you found just as interesting, or maybe not quite as interesting, as artifacts from from Alexander's tomb over there. So, but some interesting stuff nonetheless, and all I'm pretty much going to be doing is showing the books and just giving some commentary on the books, of kind of like translating. So anyway, watch for them. I'm not in a big hurry. I just cut a bunch of videos real quick. Last 2 or 3 months, I've really been turning out material that is exclusive to this channel. And hope to see you again soon. Peace out, my brothers and sisters. Careful. Careful, possum. Careful, possum. I'm just hanging out with the neighbors, and the possum better be careful. Careful. Possum against the skunk. Poor skunk.